What's poppin', Attack Squad? It's your boy SatAttack with no. Y'all see the title. Gonna be reacting to top 10 YouTubers that are now criminals. We're gonna check this out. I don't know what the hell this video is gonna be. But if you enjoyed that, subscribe and the live road to 2,000. Join the fan. Let's get straight to it.
This is really happening. This is really happening right now.
From storming the field at just about every major sporting event, to shoplifting, to a standoff with an entire SWAT team. There's some YouTubers who have done some pretty crazy stuff. On today's top 10 list, I'll be covering a few of the times these internet stars found themselves caught up with the law. In our number 10 spot today, we have Jack Jelinski. In 2016, one half of musical duo Jack and Jack was arrested for shoplifting. He was arrested at the Los Angeles International Airport for apparently stealing a sweatshirt to which he claimed he just forgot to pay for. The owner of the shop didn't want to just let it go after he offered to pay for it, and even though having him arrested, the owner of the shop didn't want to just let it go after he offered to pay for it, and even though having him arrested seemed like maybe it was a little much, I can understand how frustrated the shop owner must have been. Jack was released from custody shortly after being arrested, and the whole thing was made out to be a bit of a joke on social media. Hopefully this is the last time we see this kind of behavior from either one of the pair. In our number 9 spot today, we have Holly Piazza and Brian Chase, who are Rocco and Piazza Vlogs. Before I dive into this one, guys, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video so far. This Californian couple found themselves in hot water in 2017 after a video they posted on YouTube was flagged for child endangerment. The video showed them driving around with their 8-year-old son and his nanny in the truck's bed filled with water-absorbent beads called Orbeez. The child Rocco and his nanny weren't secured in the truck, which is super dangerous, and had the parents cited for misdemeanor child endangerment. The couple also received a ticket due to the fact that some of the Orbeez fell into the road and down storm drains, and they were also charged for the cleanup. This was a super dangerous stunt that luckily didn't see anyone hurt, and hopefully the pair saw why this probably wasn't the best idea. In our number 8 spot today, we have Nathan Bartling, or My Mate Nate. Nathan was arrested on charges of trespassing as well as cruelty to animals. The trespassing charge comes from him trying to flatten coins on railroad tracks. People used to believe that this practice could derail trains, but since that is highly unlikely, the main concerns are the coin flying off the tracks and injuring someone, or the fact that many people trying to do this have unfortunately been hit by trains in the process. The animal cruelty charge comes from a video that has since been taken down where he tried to see if a cat could fly by tying some balloons to it, and in an even worse video, he posed 2 cats to fight against a scorpion. Nathan is an American who is living in Thailand, which is where all of this questionable behavior is taking place. Since his arrest, there has been a petition started to see his visa revoked and have him removed from the country. In our number 7 spot today, we have Callum McSwiggan. In 2016, the openly gay British YouTuber was arrested for allegedly falsifying a police report. Callum was outside of a nightclub with friends one night when he was allegedly attacked by some men. Callum then was furious over being attacked and started damaging one of the man's cars. The police were called, and when they arrived, Callum had no visible injuries but had ripped the mirror off of the man's car. Police took Callum into custody, and while he was in a cell, he took a phone off the hook and began injuring himself with it in order to be sent to the hospital. He claimed that the self-inflicted injuries happened in the confrontation outside of the nightclub, but that obviously wasn't true. Callum since explained that he was feeling upset over the fact that he felt like his attack wasn't being taken seriously and felt like that was the only way to get out of his cell. In our number 6 spot today, we have Pelichin Entertainment. Pelichin Entertainment, whose real name is Mateus, was a Chilean YouTuber who is known for his bizarre and surreal videos. In 2018, a video surfaced, though, that showed Mateus hurting his cat named Jason, which is so horrifying and awful. Another video later surfaced that showed the same type of thing, but this time with 2 kittens. In September of this year, his channel was finally removed from YouTube, which really is for the best. Since these videos came to light, there have been tons of stories of him hurting people in his life, and the outrage was so great that people began doxing him, which is when you put somebody's personal information, such as their address, on the internet. He has apparently sought help for his ongoing issues, but that has yet to be proven. In our number 5 spot today, at our halfway mark, we have Hero Alone. Hero Alone was arrested last year after he caused harm to his his wife over a dowry. His wife said that he was away for 2 months, and while he was away, she heard a rumor that he had married someone else. When he returned home, he spent hours talking to another woman on the phone. She decided she had had enough and confronted him about it, and this is apparently when he got very angry and things turned physical. He was arrested in March of last year and ended up being sentenced to jail, but continued to plead his innocence, saying that he went from hero to zero. In our number 4 spot today, we have Troll Station. Troll Station is a prank channel that went a little too far a few years ago. In July of 2015, the members of Troll Station faked an art gallery robbery at the National Portrait Gallery and the Tate Gallery. The stage robbery obviously caused a ton of panic to gallery goers and ended up causing a stampede, as well as a ton of undue stress and anxiety. They ended up being arrested and charged in May of 2016 and were sentenced to jail terms for 12 to 20 weeks. They are all obviously out of jail now and continue to upload on YouTube. In our number 3 spot today, we have Candy Johnson. Candy is a YouTuber who came under fire in 2010. Candy headed off on a business trip, leaving her 12-year-old son at home alone. The police were called to the house after a neighbor saw 2 young boys throwing some items that were lit on fire over the fence. It turns out that Candy's son had a friend over, and the two found supplies to make a makeshift flamethrower and began lighting things on fire. Luckily, no one was injured, since things could have been way worse. When the police arrived, they said the house was in horrible condition, with dishes and food remnants laid everywhere. The boys' friends' parents said that the boys told them that Candy was just at the store but would be returning home soon. Candy said that she thought her neighbor, who was hiking, was with her son, because apparently that's what the plan was. Candy also ended up being charged not too long after this for educational neglect, to which she pleaded guilty. In our number 2 spot, we have Nina Santiago, or Nina Unrated. In 2015, Nina Santiago, whose real name is Denise, was arrested after a SWAT standoff. Police were originally called to investigate some sort of domestic dispute between her and her former boyfriend. Apparently, Nina pointed a gun at her boyfriend and told him to get out of her house. Once the standoff had begun, Nina was refusing to let her son out of the apartment, but luckily authorities ended up convincing her to do so. The standoff lasted for 6 hours before Nina surrendered, and she was then arrested for child endangerment, as well as being arrested for pointing a gun at someone. Before she came out of her home, she recorded a video that she posted to her YouTube page where she blamed her ex-husband and her family for the position she was in.
Imagine trying to tell someone to lower the gun for 6 hours. You got to so many tactics.
Where do I even start with this one? Well, in 2014, he was arrested for running onto the field during the FIFA World Cup final. In May of 2016, he was arrested for trespassing after he climbed the Hollywood sign.
Vitaly Zadovoretsky scaled the 45-foot letter D of the Hollywood sign.
Back to our breaking news, a man believed to be a YouTube prankster has climbed the Hollywood sign.
And then, in the same year, in June, he was arrested for streaking during Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
It's too crazy. This got banked though. Could he paying all them fines?
I wish that this was it. He was arrested for running on the field at the World Series after a home run.
Going from
Is anyone else seeing a trend here?
He's like, NBA gonna give me banned, I'm going to NFL. NFL gonna give me banned, I'm going to MLB. Next boy gonna jump the hockey shit.
Idea. He's been arrested a lot for his crazy stunts, and everything we just talked about is truly only half of his criminal history. But things took a pretty dark and aggressive turn for the prankster. In April of this year, Vitaly was arrested and charged for battery. He apparently just attacked a woman who was jogging for absolutely no reason. He ended up being released on bond, but I hope that woman sees some justice served soon, because at some point he really does need to realize that there are consequences for his actions. I hope the woman who was jogging has been able to recover from her injuries and is feeling better. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thank you so much for checking it out. I've been your host, Olivia Kozlowski.
The other shit was cool, because it wasn't hurtful, but that shit was kinda, what the fuck. But if you enjoyed that, subscribe, but the light road to that, join the family, and I'm out. Let's get it.